Hello, America. Welcome to Culture Club USA. I am DiBrava. And today's riddle is, another day, another Western woman thrives in drama. Another day, another Western woman medicating in their traumas. Because in modern times, the living is easy. Because in modern times, wild delusions roam freely. Okay, in today's episode, Andrew goes to war with a neurotic female who feels completely comfortable substantiating her mental assessments of others, but melts when the mirror is unexpectedly turned on her. Let's dive in.
For my question, has a client ever come to you and said that he wants this? Like at the end of the day, we still have to cater to our client's needs.
Has the client come to me and said, I didn't even know what is this OnlyFans?
I have men begging
I didn't know what OnlyFans term is.
Okay, hold on. Who is this? Is she some massage parlor worker at the Russian spa or what? Andrew, where do you find these women? I gotta bring that back just because she sounds funny. We don't know. I did not know what OnlyFans even was. My client never told me OnlyFans. I have to raise the price, okay?
Men begging
I didn't know what OnlyFans term is until this wonderful show.
Okay.
So I learned a new I didn't know what OnlyFans is. OnlyFans. So my clients, they don't even use that.
Yeah, but
or maybe I just didn't understand.
But it's not just OnlyFans. Have they come to you and said, it's okay if she's done any form of adult work?
I have a guy that literally is in love, loves me exactly for who I am, and he knows everything that I do. Then
marry him. Do it. I'm not holding you back.
Usually relationships. So what are you doing on the whatever podcast then? I'm just curious. Looking for more men that love you, that know exactly what you do, that are willing to pay your monthly fee to access you? I mean, come on. Oh my God. And we've got a furry over here. Oh, wait. I'm a furry. You've got one next to it. I have a man that loves everything I do. He pays me, $29.99. I'm going to be rich. I'll be worth $24,000 by the end of the year, which makes me really wealthy. I can't. Oh, God, help us. Oh.
Everything that I do.
Then marry him. Do it. I'm not holding you back.
Usually relationships, you get into a relationship when you guys have similar traumas and you work through the relationship, all your traumas.
That's so true.
What the heck is she talking about? Andrew has to pop up at any moment. This woman right here just said that we get in relationships with people that have similar traumas. What kind of common sense is that? Why would anyone get in a relationship with someone based on traumas that they've experienced that are similar? First of all, how do you even seek people out? Is there a new website called Similar Traumas Data Search instead of Match.com? SimilarTrauma.com. Find your match by finding people that have been in similar traumas as you.
That's so true.
Either you
what?
or you.
What are you talking about? A relationship with similar traumas? What? What are you talking about? Why do you get into a relationship based around trauma?
Sometimes you do. You get in relationships when you have to deal with some traumas. And I'm not saying marriages. I'm just saying you get into relationships.
You meet everybody for a reason.
Let's see if we can.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, this podcast is getting dumber and dumber. Okay, dumber and dumber. You're looking at it. Shouldn't you be handling your traumas on your own from within before you get in any type of relationship and bring those burdens into the relationship, which is going to make the relationship stressful? Okay, how about you go deal with your trauma with your therapist and then work on finding a relationship once you've handled that? Does that make sense?
Untangle a couple things here.
Everyone's either a lesson or a blessing.
You didn't say sometimes people get into relationships based on similar traumas. You said people get into relationships based on similar traumas. So the thing is like, I don't think that that's true. That just sounds like nonsense to me. Where did you get that idea?
I said let her finish.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, so now I can finish.
Let her cook.
Let her cook. Let her cook. Let her cook. What is that? Cook what? What? Like let her cook? Let her cook what? Let her say more dumb stuff that doesn't make any sense? Let her cook herself to a crisp? Is that what? Let Andrew come in and burn her? Because that's what's coming. Not that they'll even realize it, because these girls are becoming so dumb that even when Andrew makes fools of them, it just goes like right over their head. It's scary.
Let her cook.
So sometimes, okay, I'll reiterate. So sometimes you get into a relationship when you guys have similar traumas where you have to work for it. If it doesn't work, like somebody decides to work on it and it goes up and somebody wants to stay the same, the relationship doesn't work. If they both start growing and like they heal their traumas, then they stay together. Or like you always.
Well, can you help me out here? Can you explain the similar traumas that people experience that makes them want to get in a relationship together?
Sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, can you just give me an example?
Sometimes it's by choice and sometimes it just happens. So which is it? Are you getting in a relationship with someone based on similar traumas, or does it sometimes happen to be that you end up in a relationship with somebody that had a similar trauma? I mean, do you understand what the odds of that are? Like what the odds are here?
You go on a date, you don't ask like, what's your trauma? Let's figure it out.
But can you give me an example of what these traumas would be that would draw people together?
The more you trust them, the more you open up about your trauma.
Avoidant relation, like you don't want to get into a relationship, but you still get into a relationship and you're both avoidant.
Trauma bond.
So avoidant never can.
Yeah, so
You're supposed to confide in your husband and wives. Like you're supposed to confide in them. That's what you are meant to be.
So
like that's why you get married.
People
To
who
be
are
able to
avoidant
confide
of
in one person
relationships
and only
get
one
into
person.
relationships.
Avoidant of
Tell
intimacy.
everybody.
How could you be avoidant to relationships, but then get into relationships with people with similar traumas? Oh my God, I need Motrin. Andrew needs like a carton of cigarettes and 2 drinks, at least, minimum.
The whole world your business. Like
Intimacy and connection.
I think you want to say that everyone has trauma, right? Not everyone perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
That's not true.
Nobody's perfect. Everyone has some type of traumas they need to deal
you
with.
have to work through it, and once you get to the point where you like work.
Who is she? Daisy Chen's, first cousin? Everyone has trauma. Not everyone perfect. Okay, Daisy had pregnant baby, not pregnant. Okay, sometime, no, sometime, yeah, I don't know. I need OnlyFans. Please subscribe to my channel. Only $99.99 per month. And I Asian blonde hair. Very rare, very rare. Very, very rare. Okay, lot of bleach come here. Yeah, you like very much, very much. 99 and leave good tip, okay? You don't leave tip, you get kicked out, okay? Yeah, thank you very much, thank you.
Is perfect. Everyone has some type of traumas they need to deal with.
You have to work through it, and once you get to the point where you like work through it, then you are completely healed. And I believe that everybody can get to that point too, not just
Do you guys think you should try to heal your trauma before entering a relationship?
No, you don't choose.
Yeah, I think that they should try to heal their trauma before entering a relationship. I think she made a lot of sense right there, don't you? I do.
Just like when you can't.
Ideally, yes, but there is no ideal.
Naturally, it's natural to heal.
Ideally, yes, but there's nothing to talk about. Ideally, right now it would be 1974, and I would be at a concert with Aerosmith backstage when I was young and and I have lots of clients. Like everybody on the tour bus, lots of Americans, lots of massages. I'm so good. That's ideal, but it won't be right now because that was a long time ago. Where do these people come from? What is this woman doing here? Somebody tell me she's a therapist, like a real certified one, something. What clients is she speaking of? I don't know. I mean, really. I'm telling you, I want to know what her clients are. Because if they're OnlyFans clients, the world is definitely in a strange place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yourselves, like everybody can do it.
Ideally, yeah, you would want to heal yourself to bring to the point of balance, but I haven't seen too many people who actually do that. So it ends up, maybe it does exist, rarely.
It's very, real.
But typically it would be the person who didn't have the trauma, but they had stability and good household.
But nobody's perfect, though. That's one thing. I agree with,
I'm like 12 and I know more than you, okay? I'm like, you may have experienced, but I'm telling you right now, nobody's perfect. Okay. That's the reality. And that's why I'm here, because Andrew, when he read what I filled out on that questionnaire, he realized that I'm probably like the smartest OF model that he's ever spoken to. So I'm just here to school you. No one is perfect. Okay? Lady, get that through your head. Okay?
Yeah, but usually, avoidance, they cannot be.
No, but what I meant is like sometimes you get into a relationship and you have a trauma from a past relationship. And if you find a better guy and he has other traumas, you guys heal. Like I healed my relationship from my past relationship with this relationship. Mm-hmm.
I healed my past relationship with listen, this one over here, okay? The one sitting next to her, you know, the massage therapist here. She's sitting here like, look, girl, the only thing that you need to do is get bigger breasts. Okay, everything will be cured. Trust me. Your OnlyFans will go up. Everything will come together for you, but you have to work on the chest. Okay? Trust me, mama knows.
And if you find a better guy and he has other traumas, you guys heal. Like I healed my relationship from my past relationship with this relationship. Mm-hmm.
She healed her other relationship with her past relationship with this relationship. How many relationships can you be in? I mean, how many relationships do you have to go through, okay, in order to figure out how to heal yourself? So you're healing this relationship with this relationship, which then turns into that, and then heals this, and then get in another one and do that. I mean, do these people realize what they're saying when they sit on these podcasts? Seriously. Do you ever think about what these people's families are saying when they see them? Because, you know, these girls are proud to be here. Oh, I'm on OnlyFans. Oh, I got 250,000 subs. Yeah, I'm rich. It's all good. I'm a prostitute, so I'm proud of it. We've got proud prostitutes now. This is what we're raising.
As an example, like
love is a choice.
My past relationship was very abusive. Very abusive narcissist. And then I chose to go a different.
Everyone's a narcissist now. Okay. This chick probably doesn't even know the real meaning of a narcissist. Okay. You know how many times Andrew has talked about this on these podcasts? You know how many times women are saying that they were in relationships with narcissists? Do you know how rare a narcissist actually is? A medically, you know, a real narcissist that has been diagnosed a narcissist by a psychiatrist. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everyone's a narcissist. Donald Trump's a narcissist. This one's a narcissist. Every single person on earth is a narcissist now. So if you don't like them or the way that they treated you, they're a narcissist.
Of course he was.
Well, I chose to go different now.
Can I just ask you very briefly, 2 quick questions? Was this guy actually diagnosed as a narcissist, or did you diagnose him as a narcissist? The truth.
You're telling me I'm the narcissist here?
No, the truth. The truth. Was he actually diagnosed
he was
clinically
not actually
as a narcissist?
Diagnosed.
Hang on, let me finish the question. Was he actually diagnosed by a team of medical professionals for narcissism, or did you diagnose him as being a narcissist?
Don't you just love it when Andrew does this? Just watch their reactions. Watch how quiet everyone gets. Just for a split second.
I realized at the end of the relationship that he was a narcissist, and there was no diagnose.
Okay, so
there was no diagnose. You mean there was no diagnosis? I mean, you gotta make fun of these girls. I mean, listen to what's been coming out of her mouth since she sat down. I mean, you can't be this pretty and that dumb and not get made fun of, okay? You got half of it right. You know, you look great, you know, you seem bubbly and everything, but you're saying stupid stuff. It doesn't make sense. We don't get in relationships with people based on having similar traumas. And no, you probably weren't dating a narcissist, okay?
You diagnosed him as being a narcissist. But now I just want to point out that narcissism is extraordinarily rare. It's an actual rare antisocial mental illness. It's not common at all. And yet, for some reason, every woman must be dating the same exact guy because all of them have dated narcissists, which is amazing to me that there's enough narcissists to go around, considering how few of them there are. So
women can be narcissists too, Andrew. Andrew, actually, I have to correct you here. Now, it is possible, it is very possible that all those women sitting around that table have dated the same guy. It's quite possible. Just make sure you remember that.
I had to conclude either one of two things. Either A, there are about 4,000 to 5,000 narcissists who fuck every woman in the United States, or the amount of women who believe that they have dated a narcissist based on their own self-diagnosis, which is garbage. You have no business diagnosing anybody with anything ever, is overwhelming because you all think you're psychologists. So which one do you think it is? Like, which one do you think is more likely? That just
I'm going to go with the latter.
a few thousand men United States, or maybe women overdiagnose how many men are narcissists?
I think the word narcissism and like narcissist is such a buzzword on social media. And I believe like it gained popularity probably 5 years ago with all these women saying my ex is a narcissist, which really, I feel like on social and TikTok and stuff, that really is code word for selfish. Yeah, it's slang for like selfish. I mean, you're right. They shouldn't be saying that because NPD is a serious disorder. So absolutely. I think it's just become like...
Here's another one. NPD is a serious disorder. Okay. I don't really even know what that stands for, but I heard it once on TikTok. So I'm going to run with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, here we go. She is the therapist, you know what I'm saying? Because she learned on TikTok some big verbiage, and that certifies her to speak in this tone. The rest of them are just sitting there like, I guess.
It's a serious antisocial disorder, right? It's a significant problem if somebody actually has it. Imagine being branded by a woman as having an antisocial disorder because she just doesn't fucking like you, right?
Wow. That's actually powerful, what he just said. Imagine being branded by a woman with having been diagnosed with a social disorder just because she doesn't like you. This is where we've gotten. Like, actually, if you really think about it, if you are not diagnosed a narcissist and you're dating someone or married to someone, and say you're married to someone, okay, and your wife goes around telling everyone that you're a narcissist, is that not slander? Think about it. We can't just say whatever we want, okay? There has to be some kind of accountability here. Words are powerful. Yeah.
No diagnosis. There was no team of doctors that came in. There was no bill of medical professionals that spent months evaluating your social behaviors to make these determinations. Instead, your ex-girlfriend just decided to put out on social media one day, oh, by the way, he's a narcissistic bastard, and you should have seen this there. He didn't pay for my dinner on Friday, and then he told me I looked fat in this dress, this son of a... Right? That's what...
Actually, you know something? Not to cut him off, but this is very serious. This happens a lot. People go through divorce, and, you know, the wife will go on Facebook, for instance, right? And start, like, talking about personal things that never even really happened, mind you. Okay? I've seen this happen before, all right? A woman goes on Facebook and says, he's an abusive beater, he's mentally abusive, he's Really? Really? Has that been proven? Okay, does he not have custody of the child anymore? Is he in jail? Did you press charges? You can't just allow women to get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on TikTok, and say whatever, okay? You have to start holding these women accountable for their words, because words have meaning. They could affect your job. They could affect your future. They could affect your future relationships. Friends and non-friends, okay? They could affect a lot of things in your life. So you cannot just allow women that are angry with you to go and say whatever if it's not true.
I mean, that's what happens. No team of this. So that's why I asked this question. So can I ask you,
well, I didn't
right? Since you go ahead.
It's more deeper than that.
So why don't we go into it? You said he was abusive. How did he abuse you?
Like he was like screaming. He was throwing things at me. He was punching the wall next to me. Out of the blue, we're just sitting at the couch, and he would just start screaming and throwing the remote control. Or, like, it just.
I can vouch. I met him. He is a real dick, and he's definitely, I would say, abusive. But I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to diagnose him. And for sure, I just think it's a buzzword. But he definitely sucked, and he was toxic.
I told you they were all dating the same guy, Andrew.
At the very least.
Yeah, let's say...
Like, I witnessed it. I witnessed his shitty behavior.
I should have said narcissist. I should have just said toxic. I think that it's a better word to describe it. So,
well, see, you can't just go around calling your ex a narcissist and then retract it and say, oh, well, I should have just said, you know, he's toxic. Okay, after you went on social media and on a national show and called him a narcissist. You see what I'm saying, gentlemen? Start holding these women accountable for their words. Words are powerful.
I'm not a doctor, so I can't say.
We are trying our hardest here at the whatever podcast to stop the wild allegations of narcissism. Not every man you dated is a narcissist because he didn't kiss your ass, I promise you. It's not the case. So I just wanted to point that out. I do feel bad for that remote control. I'm sorry that he beat up your remote control. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you. It'd be very scary when people beat up the remote control in front of you. I understand that.
I mean, we can't make light of a woman that's, feels that she was emotionally abused.
A woman that feels, listen to this, listen to what she's saying. We can't make light of a woman that feels she was emotionally abused. So are women feeling that they were abused, or were they actually abused? Again, words are powerful. Hold people accountable for what they say, and the world will be a better place.
Control in front of you. I understand that.
I mean, we can't make light of a woman that's, feels that she was emotionally abused. I mean, that's like a little too far.
We can make light of it, right? Why can't we make light of it? Especially if you think, especially when you're talking about trauma. I never heard any fucking body ever talk about trauma until I started going on these different shows with various women. And you know why they do it? Because it's a psychological term. They love psychology. I don't know why women are so drawn to psychology, like little machinations, manipulations. They think that it's going to help them manipulate their environment and people better. That's why they're drawn to psychology.
So you're saying,
ooh, wow. Oh, that's a real dig. And probably very true. Because why are these women all psychologists? Like, you have to actually, none of these people probably, I'm guessing now, but I'm going to say that most likely, except maybe the woman dead center, okay, did not go to school for psychology, okay? But they know everything about it because they're online and watching Dr. Phil and this one and that one and blah, 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 and every podcaster known to man. And they're studying it. Why? I mean, I don't sit around listening to psychology, and therapists on where are you trying to go with that information? Probably trying to manipulate some man or get more OnlyFans subscribers, of course.
That all women manipulated.
Hang on, I'm going to explain. Let me explain the position.
You sound angry at women.
You're letting me explain the position, right? It's very narcissistic of you. So anyway, the position is just this, that when you're talking about trauma, how much trauma you have, all my trauma, what about my trauma? Just try to remember this, that everything is fucking traumatic. Doesn't matter what it is. Walking out of the room could be traumatic. Everything is traumatic. And what women often do is they take in the moment how I felt, and then they externalize it on the person next to them as though that means it's true. Like, so for instance, a guy punches a wall. So fucking what? Right? Oh, but think about how it made me
Men
feel.
are supposed to protect women,
about how it made me feel. And it's like, well, think about how it made his poor hand feel.
Clearly, he is not protecting me where he should have.
That's basically a threat.
Yeah, that's like
that's inciting fear in her. Like, I mean, if you look up DV, domestic violence, like that's in there, punching things. Like, I mean, you can't just say that's not a big deal. Sorry.
First is the wall, and then it's in my face.
Okay, this is, oh God. Look, I'm not saying that it's right for men to instill fear in women, okay? Because there are situations where a man could constantly be whacking things and hitting walls and breaking stuff around them, and that can be abusive. That can be an abusive situation, right? It's not right to be living in that kind of environment. But is this believable, what she's saying? No, it's not. It really isn't. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe she's telling the truth. But then it comes to a point, too, where, well, did he actually hit you? Because normally in situations like that, if a man is like throwing, things at the wall and busting things and throwing remote and busting everything, eventually he's probably going to hit you, too. If he's got that kind of anger issues. Okay? So, I mean, you got to look at the source, right? Sadly.
So I'll drop a leave before my face gets touched.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, but did your face get touched? No.
Because I fucking left. Sorry for my...
Then why are you complaining? Be quiet. You left. Your face didn't get touched. It's still intact and you're still beautiful. Okay, you got that going for you. Now, shut your pie hole and maybe you'll get a little further. And cancel your OnlyFans.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is that oftentimes what happens is people will take how they feel and map it on as though it's the reality of a situation. It's also possible that this guy punched a hole in his wall and would never have touched you for all I know, right? So the thing
you
is,
punch holes in your wall with your wife there?
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's not right. I think she's talking about in an argument, in a verbal yelling argument, he...
Towards me, it wasn't towards someone else. Like, I can understand when somebody...
You weren't like throwing a controller in a video game. This is directed at her in an argument.
That you feel this way, right? But what is actionable is different than how you feel. That's what I'm trying to say here.
But it wasn't about feeling. It was an occurrence that happened all the time.
To scare her.
And you left. And the other blonde is saying he did it to scare her. Well, yeah, maybe he did, but you left. Did he have you trapped there? Were you chained and locked in the basement when he was doing this? Was he forcing you to perform sex acts? I mean, what was actually happening? You have to be able to define what abuse actually is. If someone is just a jerk, then leave. But there's a big difference between someone just being a jerk and being abusive. Does that make sense?
Plain and simple. He did it to scare her.
Well,
absolutely.
What's the evidence that he did it to scare her other than she says so?
Why else would a guy...
That's a good point. Never even thought of that.
Would a guy punch a wall in an argument?
Yeah.
It's not normal behavior.
Just say it.
Like, he didn't have...
Is yelling in an argument normal behavior?
Argument is a normal behavior, which is not a normal behavior when it becomes abusive to a point where you can't do anything and you have to run away from the apartment.
It's called debating.
So there's a couple of things. So number one, if this guy is...
Okay, now I'm getting interested, okay? Hopefully she's a therapist, because let's see what she's got to say here.
There's a couple of things. So number one, if this guy is actually sick, like sick mentally, why did you choose him?
Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh, okay, this woman, I'm starting to like her. Bunny ranch or not, massage therapist or not, I'm starting to like her.
Something inside of you helped you to made you to choose this guy. If this guy is not mentally sick, but he got fed up with all the arguments, with all of the negativity, with drama and everything, then he lost his cool. So it's one or the other. So it's either poor choices because maybe he is sick, right? Or other is that the woman is capable to either build something beautiful out of man or destroy him.
Wow. I've never heard anybody speak that well as far as with the information she's actually giving these girls on here, aside from Andrew. Seriously, you hear what she's saying? She's saying, first of all, it's either that he's mentally ill and that says something about you, because why are you picking a mentally ill man? That means you make poor choices. So what does that say about you? Or he lost his cool.
And it is woman's power. And the way Andrew is, he's not attacking. You want it, this is masculine. This is masculine. The man who stands for, believes in the relationship, his great dad, his great husband. This is masculine. It's not an attack.
What? Men are protectors. Protectors.
Well, but the thing is like, if you didn't become so enraged and emotional and you would just listen to what I'm saying, you'd understand the position, right? That's what she's saying here. And she's right. All I'm saying is that projecting how you feel in a moment, in an exact moment, especially when you're heightened, your adrenaline's pumping, you're upset, you can have perceptions of a situation when it's not clear that that actually was what the situation is. It just comes down to, but I felt like that. Did he do anything to you? No, but I felt like he might. Did he actually? I felt like he might have, though.
All your thoughts are true. That's what I'm going to say. Can I ask?
What did she just say? What did Wednesday over here just say? Did she just say all your thoughts are true? People. This is scary. Okay, because some of the concepts in the brains of these girls is frightening. All your thoughts are true. So you can't have a thought about something bad that you're contemplating without it being true. Let me bring this back.
Thoughts are true. That's what I'm going to say. Can I ask you something?
Hang on. Is that thought true?
Andrew said, "Is that thought true?" Oh God!
All thoughts are your thoughts. Where do your thoughts come from? Where do they come from? Can you tell me where your thoughts come from?
From your brain.
But where? What part of your brain?
I don't know the exact part.
Oh God, we've got a neurologist now. We've got a neurologist on set. All right, where do your thoughts come from? What part of your brain? That's like saying every movie M. Night Shyamalan wrote is true. Do you realize that? That's like saying every Disney fallacy that we've seen, every Disney character is true. That's like saying Pinocchio exists. I mean, what are we talking about here? This girl is deranged. She's ill. She actually needs a therapist.
Brain.
I don't know the exact part, but they come from your brain.
Where does your brain come from?
We just want to explain that it's first red flag.
I don't understand. If you think all thoughts are true,
Yeah.
Yes.
can you think a lie?
What?
Can you think a lie?
What do you mean? You think of a lie?
Is it true that you can think up a lie?
I don't lie.
Oh my God. She just actually realized how dumb what she said is. Oh my God, this is good.
Lie.
I don't lie.
Is it? How would you feel if you didn't
We're
eat
in a
breakfast this morning?
philosophical conversation now. So off topic.
Anyway, whatever. I guess it's a side tangent. It doesn't really matter.
Can I
But
ask you something?
Anyway, so the point is, though, is all I'm saying is that mapping how you feel onto a thing doesn't make it true. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean that was the truth of the situation.
I'll disagree, but
Yeah, agree with you.
Well, you can't disagree with that, right? You can disagree that in that situation I'm wrong, sure, but you can't disagree that just mapping a feeling onto a situation doesn't mean that the truth of the matter is that is how the situation was.
I am taking responsibility for my choices. I just, it was actually a trauma that I had that I fixed it with a different boyfriend and went,
A trauma that she had that she fixed with a different boyfriend. How do you fix a trauma with a different boyfriend? My God, this girl, like, my God, the headache right now. I really need Advil.
haywire. So
Yeah, no, I understand, but let me try again.
No, you don't understand. Okay, you don't. No, I understand that you don't understand. I understand that I understand. You know what? I'm lost. Andrew's like, you know what? Yeah, I get it. But let me just get back to some things. He's just so tired of fighting. It's like he's got to just move on.
But let me try again. Let me try it this way. If my daughter comes out and she says, "Dad, I feel like there's a monster under the bed," and I go in a room and I look under the bed and there's no fucking monster under the bed, right? Is the truth of the matter that there is actually a monster under the bed because she feels like there is one?
But if your daughter came to you and she's 16 and she said, "Hey, a guy hit the wall next to my face,"
into feeling like
would you not be upset about that?
gaslighting.
Hang on. Answer the question, then ask a question.
But this isn't imaginary.
If my daughter looked under her bed, I went and looked under her bed, there's no monster there. I showed her there's no monster there. How she feels.
She's not talking about an imaginary circumstance.
Is it possible for you to engage with the actual question and then ask yours?
No, it's not possible. It's not possible for her to engage in the question because these people don't have an attention span to even comprehend what you're saying. It's the same kind of analogy that I just made earlier with a movie. Okay, if you're writing a fiction script, it's not real. You had to use your brain to do it. Does that mean everything you wrote in that script is true? No, it doesn't. It's fiction. If his daughter says there's a monster under my bed, he comes in and doesn't see anything, that means there's not a monster under there. Hello?
Is how she feels the truth of the matter?
lying is the root of all trauma.
Can you answer my question?
Literally.
Can you actually answer the question?
Who are you talking to, Alina or
Yeah,
me?
who are you talking to?
I'm talking to, this would be Laura. So, Laura, the question is, would the truth of the matter be that there was a monster under the bed, even if she felt like there was one?
No, there's no monster, but you're comparing this to actual domestic violence, which I don't really love. So that's where
Well,
Here we go, comparing it to domestic violence. So basically now she's slandering the other one's boyfriend as well, because they all know each other. And she's saying that he committed domestic violence against her. Do you see how this goes? Now, if you get enough people that say this over and over and over, now you're a beater. And what if he never did anything? Okay? This is like unacceptable. The thought process here of these people and this other one over here, do you hear what she's saying? Lying is the root of all evil. Girl, you can't even like comprehend the fact that every thought is not a truth.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but
I don't feel that way. Look up the definition of domestic violence.
The problem is with the comparison of feeling to feeling, if we're judging whether the truth of the matter is the truth of the matter.
But this wasn't an imaginary boyfriend, like an imaginary monster. Like, you're comparing two things that are not the same.
Yeah.
No, I'm comparing feelings.
Asking somebody.
This one over here, Daisy Chen's cousin, she's like, she doesn't even speak English. She doesn't even understand what's going on over here, and she's just agreeing with everyone. Daisy, give me a Birkin bag. Come on here. Yeah. I taping everybody. I went in Brian's room and I put a recording device in his underwear. Yeah. I get good information. I want my Birkin. It's like this podcast is full of spies.
There's no feeling. It's not a feeling.
It's not a feeling.
I could say that's red.
It's a feeling.
Wanted to.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's a feeling, right? If you punch a wall, you can't tell me that you can determine intent based off of somebody punching a wall. You can't determine that. You can only feel a certain way about it.
I just think by making all these comparisons, it seems like you're condoning it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's an opinion.
That's an accusation.
Okay, well, it seems like you condone SA. By the way that you talk, you condone SA.
Too. That's crazy.
Because I feel that way. I just feel like you're the type of person who condones SA. I feel like it.
Live broadcast is crazy.
Right?
SA?
Yeah.
What's SA?
Oh, now she's going to pretend like she doesn't know what SA is. Like, you don't know that's salt. Really? Really? I'm not going to actually say it out loud. I mean, come on. You're sitting on the Whatever podcast. You clearly know what SA means, okay?
Well, I can't say the word, but
do you not know what that is?
Term here, words.
Yeah, I just feel like that. I feel like you're the type of person who does, because I feel that way. Who needs proof, right? We can just make whatever allegations we want just based on how we fucking feel, right?
That's so good. Andrew, that was so good. I gotta say it. That was so good. This is, by the way, this is called socio-emotional learning. I say it all the time. This is the problem. We are learning things based on how we feel. How do you identify? Well, I feel like I identify as a bird. I feel like a cat today, so I guess I'm a feline. I feel like looking like this on the podcast, so I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day. I'm going to talk to you in cat for the rest of this, okay? Because I feel like a cat right now. Does that make sense? No.
It'll be physical proof, then.
You know, in my opinion, behind every action, there is something deeper that actually motivating that action. So I'll give you an example from my personal life, between me and my husband. I call it pizza example. He got really, really mad because pizza was not done correctly. You know what was before that? I wanted to make pizza and lay in the pepperoni in a certain way to make it really perfect. He wanted the pepperoni to be laid in one level, right? So he got mad that I haven't done it. But what is not understood, I mean, you can interpret his reaction by that he is an asshole, that he got mad, but in reality what happened, you gotta look in the past. His mom was pushing the food on him that he absolutely didn't like. It triggered a certain emotion. I had critical parents who things were not good enough. So I tried to overcompensate where he felt like he was not heard. So is it about pizza? It's not.
Right.
It's all of the stuff that is not.
So this is a good example. You're saying, okay, so now feelings are involved and other things are going on in the material world, which are backed by the feelings that we can look at. But it's up to interpretation here, right? There's a lot of interpretation which goes into the feeling. And so that's all I'm trying to say is that, you know, when you say things like you're mitigating DV, right? Or you're trying to somehow make it seem like it's not as bad as it is, quite the opposite. What I'm doing is adhering to a standard for how we can even judge judge these things coherently without slander and accusation and innuendo and backbiting and front stabbing and all that shit. Rather, some type of appeal to a standard which is unerring and doesn't change. Something that would be backed by evidence and not feelings. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I couldn't have.
Well said on both parties. Her, the one in the middle, who I think maybe she's a psychiatrist or a therapist or something, because she makes way too much sense to be sitting amongst these OF chicks, okay? And Andrew, what they're saying is, look, you can't just say things because you feel like saying it, okay? This is not how the world works. Seriously, it's how it works now, but it's not going to continue on this way because excuse me, ladies, and it's mostly ladies that do this. There is going to come a time where men are not going to stand for it anymore. Then you're going to see what reality really can be.
I couldn't have said so smart as you are. You're using so many fancy words.
It's okay. We got the memo.
All right, where were we?
Next question.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on.
Oh yeah, Kylie, you did have something. Go ahead.
Oh, I did. So is he still listening?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're downplaying
Just let-
her abusive relationship because
She's been waiting all night for this opportunity. Do you understand? All day, because it's still light out over there. All day. She's just been waiting and waiting. She's like, this is my time to shine. Now, you're downplaying her abuse. You are victim shaming her. Okay? And I'm just letting you know, Andrew, that I am smarter than you. I'm onto you, and I'm going to put you in your place. Let's see if she does it.
abusive relationship because what? He punches near her, he throws stuff near her, but he doesn't actually hit her. So if a kid were to come to a school with a gun and someone saw it, but he doesn't, like, how do you know if he's going to shoot anyone? He just hits it.
If you're talking about this, you couldn't determine 100% what his motivations would be, right? You would have to err on the side of caution and the trends in the past, which if somebody brings this said object to school, usually the intention is nefarious, though it does not mean in this particular instance it was. We would assume that it was, and we would act accordingly, especially since the school says that you can't have the gun there, et cetera, et cetera.
There you go. Hello. How are you even comparing this? This is how stupid these girls actually are. You're not allowed to have weapons in school. You're not allowed to bring a gun onto school property, okay? So you're breaking the law. You're not breaking the law by smashing a wall in your house. You're not breaking the law by destroying a remote control for your television that you own in your home. Do you get the difference?
And there, et cetera, for good reason.
No, but she had mentioned that he was throwing things at her. So why would she not think that she could be next? Like,
well, we're not very clear on the exact situation, are we? Right? We don't know what the sequence of events was. Did he throw things at her before he punched the wall?
She didn't
we don't really know any of this.
She just said he threw things.
But ultimately, just to kind of grant this,
Yeah, I did say that.
he did.
just to grant all of this, right? I'm just going to grant all of it. That he's thrown things at her. I'll even grant.
Stop. Go, Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go, Andrew. You go ahead.
I was just saying, I can just grant all of this as being true. It doesn't matter. My statement that your feelings are interpretive is not ever going to change. Your feelings are totally interpretive, and just because you feel like something is true, it doesn't make it true. It's interpretive. There's no changing that, but what I see women always do is say, how I feel is valid, and it's not open to interpretation. How I feel is true. And it's like, no, that's not the truth of the matter just because you feel that way. That's my point.
I disagree.
Is this like a government operation or what? I mean, think about it. They get people to make all kinds of decisions by pushing this thought process that if you feel a certain way, it's fact. Like there's no hardcore facts and hardcore like non-truths. Okay? It's if you feel it, it is. So be it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the sky is blue. Well, we all know that. It's a fact. The sky is not green, okay? Nor is it, any other color. It's not purple, usually. It can turn purple, but I'm just saying, maybe that's a bad example. But come on, it's like, Boys are boys and girls are girls. There's a science behind it. It's not that I feel like one today or the other, okay?
I fully disagree with that.
How you feel it is truth?
What he just said. Yeah. Like what your thoughts are all, like, they don't just come out of nowhere. Like, everything you think is actually, like, really happening. That's what I have to say about that.
She's still on this? You've got to be kidding me.
It goes back to what I said earlier, but it's fine.
So you couldn't be, for instance, getting prepped for, like, I don't know, a medical procedure or something like this, and you could feel unsafe, right? Even though, let's say it has a 100% success rate, you could feel unsafe. But the truth of the matter is you would be unsafe because you felt unsafe.
You always have the risk.
Okay, so by that metric then, shouldn't everybody just always feel unsafe at all times because at all times a bad thing could happen?
No.
Well, okay, well then I don't understand how it could be possible that you couldn't be in situations where you could just feel unsafe even though you weren't unsafe. I don't really understand that.
I think sometimes the intuition plays a role. So if you feel unsafe, maybe something is wrong.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe is the key word here, right?
So when you go to the movies and you're watching a horror flick, okay, and you feel a certain way, does that mean when you walk outside, said thing that you just watched is going to happen to you? I mean, God, this literally makes absolutely no sense. No sense. This is why these people can't literally work at McDonald's and take an order that veers off, like no cheese. Oh my God. No cheese? What do you mean? You don't want a Coke with it? How do I put... You know what I'm saying? There's no, these people's brains are not functioning. We've trained people to not have the capabilities of using their brains. There's no problem solving. There's no thought behind anything. It's just feelings.
Maybe's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Sure, maybe. But is it the case that it's always true that because you feel unsafe, you are unsafe?
What's making you feel unsafe, though? You
had a bad fucking dream. You had a bad dream, and you woke up and you're scared, right? Because in the dream there was a crazy chainsaw wielding clown. Let me finish, and I'll let you respond. Right? In your dream, a crazy chainsaw clown was chasing you down the street, right? And you woke up and you went, and you were feeling really unsafe. Were you actually unsafe? Were you actually unsafe?
I feel like your example is a little off.
Answer to the question.
Makes sense to
Can I give an example?
Were you not unsafe?
Can you answer? Please answer. Were you actually unsafe?
No.
Because you feel... No. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Just tell him what he wants to hear.
And now you can ask...
No, I'll tell you.
And there it is. Just tell him what he wants to hear. See, that is the excuse that they can tell themselves so that they can feel that they're right. Okay, even though he makes perfect sense. And they don't, just tell him what he wants to hear. You see how ridiculous this society's become? It's scary.
What do you want to hear? I'll submit to you, master.
No, I'm saying
I'll submit to you, master. I'm sure you want to, sweetheart, but that's not the point. And he's probably not going to pay, your paywall.
I'll actually answer your questions. I would just like if you actually answered mine.
You're comparing with real person, man, and then unreal situation.
They're both
really different.
One's very physical and one's
physical man.
Physical.
Yeah, the man.
I think he's just saying what you feel is a personal experience.
My God, she actually makes Daisy Chin look like a genius. This one. Seriously. She can't even put a sentence together.
Is a personal experience, might not actually be a reality.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
How do I send money down so that you can go get a drink after this on me? Because I don't know why you're the only human being on that panel who fucking understood a word I just said, like you are. So I appreciate that.
Oh my God, guys, never a dull moment on the Whatever podcast when Andrew Wilson is debating the OF models. We are in unprecedented times, let me tell you. Well, that's all I've got to say about that. I hope you enjoyed coming on this journey with me. Oh, it can't get any stupider than that, right? All right, I'm DiBrava. Hope you had fun. See you next time.